It was supposed to be a quick interview, just another Tuesday morning for Ryan Carter, the young CEO who ran his tech company like clockwork. His world was all numbers, deadlines, and board meetings. Until one small mistake, one tiny mix-up, brought a woman into his home who would change his life forever, and it all started with a piano lesson that wasn't supposed to happen. Hey everyone, welcome back to Epic Whisper, where ordinary moments turn into unforgettable stories. If you believe kindness still has the power to change lives, make sure to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Now, let's dive into today's story. Ryan Carter wasn't the kind of man who believed in fate. He believed in hard work, in control, in planning every second of his life. Since his wife passed away 2 years ago, every ounce of energy had gone into raising his 8-year-old daughter, Lily, and keeping his company afloat. He was the type of dad who would set reminders for fun time just to make sure he didn't forget to laugh, but lately, Lily had been quieter. The once bubbly girl who loved to sing and dance now spent hours in her room, headphones on, lost in her world. Ryan worried, but he didn't know how to reach her. Then one morning, her school counselor suggested music therapy. Maybe piano lessons, she said gently. Something that lets her express herself again. Ryan agreed instantly. So his assistant, Mark, was told to find the best piano teacher in the city. Simple. Professional. Straightforward, only. Mark made a mistake. When Ryan opened the door that Thursday afternoon, he expected a well-dressed, middle-aged woman with years of teaching experience. Instead, a young woman stood there nervous, holding a worn leather bag and a keyboard under one arm. "Hi. I'm Emma. I'm here for the lesson," she said, smiling uncertainly. Ryan blinked. "Lesson? For who?" "For Lily?" He frowned, checked his phone, then sighed. "There must be some mistake. I was expecting someone else." "Oh," her smile faltered. "I'm sorry, I must have gotten the wrong address. I'm new to town. I really needed this job." She turned to leave, clearly embarrassed. Something inside Ryan paused. Maybe it was the exhaustion in her eyes, or the way she held that keyboard like it was her last chance. "Wait," he said quietly. "You know what? Let's give it a try. Just one lesson." Emma's hands shook slightly as she set up the keyboard. She wasn't a professional piano teacher, at least, not by any fancy school standards. She'd studied music in college before life took a different turn. She was a single mom now. Her 5-year-old son, Max, waited in the car with a coloring book because she couldn't afford daycare that week. Lily sat across from her, arms crossed, skeptical. But then Emma started playing. The first few notes filled the room with something soft and familiar, like warmth spreading into a cold corner. "Do you know this one?" Emma asked. Lily nodded slowly. "That's from Beauty and the Beast." Emma smiled. "Want to try it together?" And for the first time in months, Ryan heard his daughter laugh. He stood in the hallway, frozen, watching the two of them, his guarded little girl and this unexpected woman, lost in music. Something about the scene tugged at his chest. After that, one lesson turned into another. And another. Emma would arrive every Thursday, always with that same tired smile but with a kind of light that filled the house. She treated Lily not like a student, but like a friend. Soon, Lily started waiting by the window before every lesson. She'd even set the table with cookies and juice for Miss Emma. Ryan found himself lingering in the doorway during lessons, pretending to check emails while secretly listening. He noticed how Emma encouraged Lily to make mistakes. How she praised her for trying, not for being perfect. And somehow, that lesson started to echo in Ryan's own life. One evening, after a long day at work, he found Lily humming at the dinner table. "You're in a good mood," he teased. She grinned. "Miss Emma said music is how you let your heart talk when words can't." Ryan felt something shift inside him. For the first time in a long time, he didn't feel so alone. Then one evening, everything changed. It was raining hard. Emma was late. Ryan paced the living room, checking his watch. Just as he was about to call, headlights flashed through the window. When he opened the door, Emma stood there drenched, holding Max in her arms. The boy was coughing. "I'm so sorry," she stammered. "My car broke down. I didn't know where else to go." Ryan didn't hesitate. "Come in." He grabbed towels, made hot chocolate, and told Lily to grab one of her old blankets. As the kids settled, Emma sat by the fire, exhausted. For the first time, Ryan saw past her calm smile, saw the single mother struggling to hold everything together. He learned she'd been working 2 jobs. That her husband had left years ago. That every dollar she made went to keeping Max in preschool, and still, she showed up every week to teach Lily, never complaining, never asking for pity. That night, as the storm raged outside, Ryan realized something: kindness isn't always grand gestures or expensive gifts. Sometimes, it's opening your door. Sometimes, it's listening. Sometimes, it's just saying, you're not alone. The next morning, Ryan called his assistant. Mark, he said, I want you to put Emma on the payroll. Officially. There was silence on the other end. As a music teacher? As part of the Carter Foundation, Ryan said. We're starting a new community arts program. Free music lessons for kids who can't afford them. He didn't know it yet, but that single decision would change hundreds of lives. When Emma heard, she was speechless. Ryan, I don't know what to say. He smiled. Say yes. You've been changing lives one song at a time. Let's make it official. Weeks turned into months. The Carter Foundation music program became a local success. Emma managed the classes, while Ryan and Lily volunteered on weekends, but more than that, the bond between them deepened. They became each other's support system, 2 single parents, both a little broken, learning how to heal. One evening, after a small concert the kids performed, Ryan found Emma standing by the piano, her son asleep in her arms. You know, he said softly, when I hired the wrong teacher, I thought it was a disaster. She laughed quietly. And now I think it was the best mistake I ever made. Their eyes met, and in that moment, without words, they both knew a kindness had done what fate couldn't. It had brought 2 hearts back to life. Months later, Lily performed her first full song on stage. Ryan sat in the front row, holding Max in his lap, Emma beside him. As Lily finished, the crowd cheered, but Ryan's eyes were fixed on Emma. She looked at him and smiled, a smile that said everything they'd both been too afraid to say aloud. Sometimes, the universe doesn't give you what you planned for. It gives you what you need, wrapped in chaos, mistakes, and unexpected people, and when you meet them, it changes everything. So, if you're watching this, remember, one act of kindness can rewrite an entire story. You never know who you might be saving just by saying yes, by showing up, by caring, because kindness always finds its way home. But if this story touched your heart, please take a moment to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs a reminder that kindness still matters. This is Epic Whisper, where every story is a heartbeat of hope. Until next time, keep being kind, because the world needs more of it.